Okay, late stream. Busy day today, guys. So it's August 1st, 8:17 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to talk about it's a continued discussion from yesterday's talk on the two different ways that veterinarians get sued. We're going to talk today about, or tonight, about how veterinarians should handle medical board complaints specifically. So, in order for a complaint to occur, number one, something had to have gone wrong, and something had to have gone wrong either repeatedly or so severely that the pet owner, your client, feels as though they were wrong. Their pet was treated unethically to some degree, and by the time it gets to that point, they've usually most pet owners have um, tried to figure out if their feelings or thoughts on it is really accurate. Are they overreacting? Whatever. Some people are sensible about it and realistic. Some are illogical and emotional, obviously. But they either then will reach a breaking point where they'll contact the veterinary medical board of your state and file a complaint, or they'll go get a second or third opinion from other veterinarians who throw you under the bus, and the owner, that justifies the owner's concern and anger, and then they go ahead and report you to the board. Reporting you to the board involves the client going to the website for the veterinary medical board of your state, and there's usually a tab right there, file a complaint, and they can submit a thing. It's free to the board. The board will receive the note and then issue a letter, sometimes by snail mail, sometimes by email, sometimes certified mail, requiring a signature, whatever. Depends on the state and their preference. And the letter will say something like, "This pet owner is alleged negligence or something against you. We need all records, and you have 30 days to respond," or something like that. Following that, your next step will be review the records and review them. Don't submit them, review them, and see if you can recall the case, what happened there. You need to make sure that all your communication was tight. Over 80% of medical board disciplinary action occurs because of poor medical record keeping / poor client communication. That's the vast majority. And so make sure your records have adequate communication in there. After you've reviewed the record, it's okay. No, this is a pretty tight record. I warned the owner of every concern or every pro and con or risks and benefits of whatever treatment or whatever it was, and your records are tight. Still do not submit them. You're going to then contact your veterinary liability insurance company. They need to approve the claim. Hopefully they will. If they don't, you need to fight for it. Make sure that they do approve the claim, and however you need to do it, whether you need to get another attorney to back you up on trying to get a claim approved, or just constant emails, phone calls, move yourself up the chain. And hey, we have a visitor. Ask any questions you have. Thanks for the thumbs up. And force them to move you up the chain. You need to talk to someone's supervisor or manager or whatever until you get to the top. You're paying for them to cover you, and they really ought to cover you. So sometimes they will try really hard to say, "Oh yeah, no, we can't approve this," for whatever BS reason. So don't fall for that. Okay. So liability insurance, they assign to you an attorney. The attorney reaches out to you, introduce themselves, and then they'll say, "I'm going to write an email. I'm going to write a letter to the board asking for more time so we can discuss the matter." Again, don't send them any records yet. The attorney will usually run the letter by you, or they'll just send a standard letter saying, "I'm representing Dr. So-and-so. We asking for an extension. We need 30 more days or 45 more days or 60 days, whatever." And the board, usually they'll just comply because now there's an attorney involved or whatever. Who cares? Anyway, at that point, you'll then meet with your attorney, either in person or over video or over phone call, whatever, and discuss the case, what your angle is going to be to defend yourself, and then how you're going to respond to the board. At that time, at the direction of your attorney, you will submit the medical records electronically, and as well as the response. Unfortunately, this process between you, the attorney, and the medical board will probably take 12 months, maybe longer, back and forth, back and forth. He or she will talk to the board. They'll say some bullshit stuff, and then you'll have to write some letter in response to their concerns, and it's just back and forth. It sucks. And the veterinarian is doing all the work. They're the ones that have to go and find the medical literature to back up whatever you told the client or whatever happened with the case every step of the way, and you need to back it up with sources. And then usually at some point, either in the beginning or somewhere in the process, the medical boards say, based on the records, we think there may be, unethical behavior, malpractice, negligence. There's different categories that all mean that they think that the doctor did something wrong. And every category, every word has a definition, obviously. So you can get like negligence hit with, you can get unethical hit with you can get unprofessionalism, you can get a bunch of like labels. And your attorney's job at that point is to fight hard to figure out, to convince them that you actually did not, you were not negligent or unethical or unprofessional, whatever the words are, and you need to fight all those claims. So each one of those, think of it as like a crime, each one's a separate crime, right? Like murder and theft and whatever. And so you have to think of each of those words. And you need to push for the attorney to get rid of 100% of those words. You want a clean record. You don't want any, no bargaining, okay, listen, you're being alleged guilty of 4 different things. We're going to take care of 2 of them. No, tell the attorney, no, it's 4, and there's no negotiating it. And if you need to get a new attorney, either complain to your insurance, liability insurance, say, look, this person's not doing it for me. I need somebody who's more aggressive. Or you'll have to bite the bullet and get your own attorney, and it's going to cost you a lot. And so then at some point, conclusion will be made. The board will say, you need to sign this sheet saying that you are guilty of X, Y, and Z, or you're not guilty. We found nothing wrong with your record or whatever. And if you're penalized by something, then, it could be anything from, losing your license, suspended license, to just, you need to do some sort of continuing education or whatever, and then you're good to go. Or maybe you can't do this surgery for the next 3 months or something like that. It's whatever, price you need to pay for it. And you're going to lose money in the process regardless, because you're losing your time, a year spent doing research and writing letters and spending time with the attorney. You're going to have to pay the board some sort of fee, some crappy fee at the end of their when they make their conclusion. It's the stupidest process. Now, let's say you want to fight the board further. They do find you guilty of whatever, and you're like, no. Well, the next step is an in-person meeting with the board. And it's similar to being in court, like for a speeding ticket or something. However, for this, you're paying for the salary of their attorney, their board members to be there. So now you're getting killed with like a $30,000 bill for 1 day in court, and they still may say that you're guilty or whatever. But at least there they can see you, and you can, it doesn't matter. You have to do what you got to do to try and protect your license if it's going down that road. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully they write a letter saying, okay, after further inspection, we find no fault of Dr. So-and-so. We will notify the client, and you're done. That's what you want. Anyway, that's how the process will work. It's a mess because medical boards are inherently biased towards the consumer. Their goal is to prevent clients, pets, from being harmed by veterinarians who are ill-willed. And I think it's just a crappy stance to take, because it really should be, both parties are considered innocent or guilty till proven otherwise, whatever it is. And then it should be a fair evaluation, as opposed to the pet owner is a victim, and the doctor, we need to find out the doctor did something wrong. And it's just a dumb way to even if that's what's actually happening, the client's complaining, we got to figure out if it's true or not. They put on their websites and stuff like that they're literally on the side of the consumer. And the second problem I have with this whole process is the consumer never gets penalized. All the consumer has to do is write a letter, which is free, usually on a website, so it's not even like pen and paper, and submit it. And if they're found that if the doctor is found innocent, the pet owner does not get penalized with anything. Now, I don't know if you can, sue them for emotional or whatever. I don't know. That's beyond me. Talk to your attorney about it if that's the case. But it's very, very unfair that a client can just allege something that you did wrong. And if it's shown to be false, you've now lost a year of your life, all that stress, all that money, all that, just to prove a point that you were innocent to begin with. So I encourage any veterinarian who has to undergo this unfortunate process, be very aggressive with the medical board. Make sure your attorney is aggressive. Do not take anything less than perfection when it comes to how this will conclude. So, yes, that's my stance on it. And if anybody has any questions or anything, let me know. Thanks everybody who watches this on the playback. Sorry for the late stream. We'll try again tomorrow with an earlier stream, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for the 2 individuals who joined us today for live stream. Appreciate the thumbs up as well. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for another exciting live stream. Take care. Bye.